It's not often director Mani Ratnam speaks to the media, and joining us now, the director himself. So thank you so much for your time.
Most welcome.
And congratulations on your new movie, O Kadhal Kanmani.
Yes.
And we know it's a romantic movie.
Yeah.
Tell us how different will this be compared to your other films, say for example, Alaypayude or Roja or even Mauna Ragam.
I think all of them are different, otherwise you wouldn't be making them. I think this is more today's generation. And it's not just a love story, it's about their attitude towards themselves, towards their ambition, towards their values, and towards what they like or don't like and what they want to do. And it's about this generation which is getting exposed to a lot of Western way of thinking, Western way of living, but still are brought up on traditional values.
It's a kind of an urban-centric movie, we understand.
It is.
It's focusing on live-in relationship.
It's set completely in Bombay, and it deals with relationship, and the relationship goes through several phases. And it really speaks about the two individuals and their ambition and their idea of what a relationship should be or should not be.
And coming to this live-in relationship, do you think that's the norm now?
I don't know whether it's a norm now. It is there now. We cannot hide and say that it doesn't exist. It exists around us.
Right.
And we just have to look and try to understand what they're looking at and try to see behind what they're saying and see what they're feeling.
Right. And when some of your films don't do as expected in box office, does that add to your pressure in making another new movie?
I think every film that you put out, I'm making films in the mainstream for a commercial market. So it is important that it goes and reaches a lot of people. When it doesn't, you realize that you have not communicated it well. So you learn from it. You know, no one promised you all your films will be successful. That you made mistakes, that that you have to learn from it and get on. If I'm scared to make a mistake, if I'm scared to try,
Right.
and I just tread on safe paths, then it gets me nowhere. I didn't come here to just tread on safe paths. I come here to be able to express everything that bothers me, affects me, that I'm in awe of, that I'm, is agonized by. That's what I try to make movies about. And I try to tell it in a form which can be for the larger audience. Sometimes it's not communicated effectively enough and therefore they are not able to connect with it.
Right.
When that happens, you learn that you're not effective in your communication, and you try for the next time to be a little more cohesive and effective.
And how do you look at this censorship issues which many filmmakers have raised of late now?
Yeah, I think it's time, we do away with the censorship which has been formed very long back, and we re-look at the entire thing. I think filmmakers today have grown enough. We've been making films long enough, and the independence that is given to other art forms should be given to cinema also. We should give them, you should trust them, should think that they're matured enough to be able to assess themselves and rate their films themselves and release it, instead of having one body from outside telling them, like, with a cane in hand, and that should go, this should not go. I think it's very archaic, and it's time we got rid of it.
You're a director who has made films with two superstars in Tamil Nadu, be it Mr. Rajinikanth and Mr. Kamal Hassan, and many also see you as the only possible director who could bring them back together in a film. Is that something you're contemplating, or you'd be happy to work?
Not me. I think carrying one of them is so big, so much of expectation on each one of them, that carrying two would be an impossible task. Not me. No, I don't think I'll ever do that, because they're too large. You should be able to feed, in terms of character, both these giants, and to be able to have a script which has enough potential and which will deliver all the expectations that will build with it. It's a huge burden. Unless somebody has a fantastic idea which will fit in,
Right.
It's a very difficult task to get into.
But you have to, Mr. Mani Ratnam, thank you so much for your time. Such a joy talking to you.
My pleasure.
And all the best for your new film.
Thank you, Sam.